Alright, so I was kind of waiting to make a video on this until more information came out. Just in case more information did come out at the end of the day, but it did. You know, this was, well, I would say something did come out that I want to go ahead and talk about. So, this was obviously the Bills' head coach who made some very awful remarks back in 2019. And I think what's really important here, and people aren't talking about this in the media or aren't covering this, because when I first heard this, I think a lot of people thought this happened last week. Or this happened this season. But no, this was said in 2019. So for those who are saying like, oh my gosh, can't believe nobody knew about this. No. The players all knew about this for 4 years. The Bills locker room knew about this for 4 years. The Bills higher-ups knew about this for 4 years. So just keep this in mind. No one in Buffalo is just finding out about this. This has been leaked and posted to the public recently. It's happened 4 years ago. Okay? Just wanted to preface that enough because a lot of people are like, how are the Bills going to respond? How are the Bills going to respond? The Bills are going to do nothing. They knew about this for 4 years. They didn't do anything about it. So, here's pretty much what happened. At St. John's Fisher College in Pittsburgh, New York, McDermott's morning address began innocently enough. He told the entire team they needed to come together, but then sources on hand says he used a strange model talking about, obviously, the awful event of 2001. And then he cited the hijackers as a group of people who were able to come together and get on the same page to orchestrate attacks to perfection. One by one, McDermott started asking a specific player in the room questions. What tactics do you think they used to come together? A young player tried to methodically answer, what do you think their best obstacle was? A veteran answered, TSA, which obviously lightened the mood. Now, listen, okay? What he said here was horrendous. It was awful. He shouldn't have used this, in any way he shouldn't use in any way this as an example. This was horrendous, okay? That's just, it is what it is. There's no sugarcoating that. Now, was he trying to be malicious with this in any way? No. It wasn't him being malicious. It wasn't him, saying this to hurt people, upset people, or say this because he knew this would be something that would, upset somebody. No. He said this in poor taste. It was in poor taste. I will give it that. But this was not something that was done maliciously. You have to keep in mind, this happened 4 years ago. Not one player complained about it. Not one Bills staff member complained about it. Not one higher up Bills official complained about it. And again, like I said, it was inappropriate for him to make this connection and make this remark, especially because Buffalo, New York is literally where they play. Right there in New York. Now, should he be fired for saying this? My answer to that question is no. Because if this just happened, maybe in the sight of it just happening, but when it happens 4 years ago and no one gave a crap, no. Why? Why now should he be fired? You could have made the argument he should have been fired when he first said it, but now, no, he should not have been fired. He came out with an apology, and what he said was very, I'll admit it, piss poor. It was piss poor. He said pretty much that he should have said it. He had a friend who he lost on that day, or family friend he lost on that day, and that was pretty much that. And his apology wasn't really, anything at all. He said he apologized to the guys who should have been apologized to in the moment in time, and that was pretty much that. Now, again, I have to repeat this. No player came out and was upset about this. No staff official, no higher up. The person who leaked this story was a reporter who does not like Sean McDermott. He reported many times on the guy, and he does not like him. It was a lot of negativity that was done. Tyler Dooney. Now, I'm going to say, again, Allegedly, that's what I heard, that he does not like Sean McDermott. I'm not going to say 100%. I know I just said, like, he doesn't, but that was all alleged, okay? I'm going to say that's all alleged just for the whole lawsuit that pens to me saying that he doesn't like him. But this is all alleged, okay? Allegedly, I want to say, he does not like Sean McDermott. And there's allegedly claims that, he was maliciously doing this just to get him fired. This happened 4 years ago. Did not happen yesterday. Okay? It does not make what he said right. What he said was wrong. What he said was awful. What he said was inappropriate to every level, period. He should apologize like he did. He should have apologized a lot more than he did. I'll say it that way. I don't think his apology was justified. But listen, I am not in the position to whether or not say his apology is or isn't, I guess, correct, right? Because at the end of the day, the people who can acknowledge his apology at a level like that is the players, the Bills organization, and I would say to a point, the victims of families who suffered from this tragedy. But again, it happened 4 years ago. Should he be fired? No. I don't think he should be fired for this. He said something in poor taste that was inappropriate. And at the end of the day, that should not cost him his career. Now, other things outside of football, should that cost his career? Other things outside of this, should that cost his career? Absolutely. He's not a good head coach. He's a diva. He gets way too much into things. He's way too over, he just isn't a good coach, in my opinion. But when it comes to strictly this situation, no. It's a bad look on the Buffalo Bills. But again, if this just happened, I could understand the Bills' first reaction would be fire the guy, move on, don't be associated with the situation. It happened 4 years ago. They covered this up for 4 years. This is not a first thing to do, okay? Like, at least with the Ray Rice situation, I'm not trying to connect it to Ray Rice in any way. Ray Rice's situation was a lot worse, 1,000 times worse. But when Ray Rice's situation happened, allegedly, they covered up the whole entire thing. Allegedly, Roger Goodell saw the clip of Ray Rice doing what he did at the Vegas place, and he said, "Did anyone else see this?" And allegedly, they said no, and allegedly, he said, "Okay, sweep that under the rug." Before a TMZ got the footage from a front office worker at the NFL headquarters. The Ravens played that season knowing what he did. They didn't do anything about it. Then when that clip came out and it showed what Ray Rice did, they canned him. Well, he went on the NFL exempt list. Listen, okay? These organizations, and I hate to say this, a lot of them do not care about this stuff. They don't care about anything unless bad PR makes them care about things. All it takes is someone getting upset, fans getting upset, and then they care. Right now, this is happened 4 years ago. There's a very split market when it comes to people who care and people who do not care. If the Bills are going to weigh the decisions, does this indicate that we should fire him based on the amount of people who care? And I think no. I don't think he's going to be fired. I think he should have came out with a better apology. Again, like I said, I'm not in the camp to justify or be able to accept or decline that apology. But I think based on what I've heard from actual people offended by this, he should come out with better than an apology. Shouldn't just be my family friend lost his life. It should be, hey, listen, this is what happened. I am so sorry for what happened. Again, at the end of the day, I do agree that he, his main apology should have been to the players, and he gave that apology to the players. But guys, this happened 4 years ago. We can't look at something that happened 4 years ago in poor taste and absolutely demonize this man and throw him under the bus because he made a connection. And I know it's awful what he did, but again, it happened 4 years ago. Okay, it did not happen last week. So, again, like I said before, he shouldn't be fired. He should potentially come out with a better apology. But that's kind of how I look at it with this thing. What he did was awful. What he did was not right, and what he did was inappropriate. But I do not believe he should lose his career over it. Maybe I'm in the minority there. That's kind of how I feel. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.